This is Chris York. At the tone, leave your name and message. I'll get back to you.
Hello, Chris. I heard your parody you did about my movie. I wasn't very happy. I might have to break both your fucking legs.
Eyewitness accounts say the creature has teeth, leathery wings, a beak, and claws. It is a vampiric creature associated with witchcraft, often the servant or familiar of a witch or witch doctor. So it's a lightning, vampire, Thor bird. Hairy man on man. And these flightless bats that he suggests will come about hunt on the ground in packs using echolocation and just eat everything. Bigfoot may have tickled somebody's balls, aliens may have anally probed people, and your Fortean Slip Daily Dose starts now. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Fortean Slip Daily Dose, episode 34. This is the When Cloudbusting Never Crossed the Streams episode. Today I will talk about the work of Wilhelm Reich and Orgone energy. I was introduced to Orgone energy by a teacher in high school. How this son of a bitch managed to slip this one past the goalie has amazed me to this day. I actually still talk to him, and I'm not going to bring up who he is. And I've asked him how he did it, and he said that he just told the school that he was presenting another method, and they allowed him to do it. He's since retired. Like I said, I don't know how the fuck he did it, but anyway, he went through this whole process while teaching us about weather. I think he did it when he was teaching us about weather, because it was earth science. Because what happened to me in high school was, in my freshman year in high school, they threw me in all the advanced classes. They had determined that I was an advanced student. I couldn't stand any of the people in the classes that I was thrown into, so I just fucked off until they just threw me back to where I could be with everybody else that I already knew. That was sort of like, I guess, my defense mechanism at the time. My sophomore year, I was taking chemistry because I had taken biology my first year, which is normally, at the time that I went to school, you took earth science, then you took biology, then you took chemistry, and I can't remember what the fuck you took your senior year. I know when I moved schools, I took physics, but I wound up my sophomore year starting off taking chemistry. And then I turned around and got kicked back into earth science because I had made it through biology my freshman year, and I just couldn't fucking do it with chemistry. I was just like, I couldn't deal with the group of students that I got thrown in with that I did not know, and just, to me, it was easier to just be with people that I knew rather than to try to adapt. So I got kicked back down to earth science and wound up having this teacher who taught this, to me at the time, out there theory of Orgone energy, Wilhelm Reich, and cloudbusting. And he went through and told us that he had, in his opinion, tried cloudbusting. It worked. He had thought that he had created a storm from it. There's some pretty detailed stuff. He had like slides of it, all of his equipment, because they use like big metal fucking rods for this shit. And Wilhelm Reich, he built this box that you would sit in. And I guess the box was lined with regular just matter, inert matter, and then like organic material. Because he believed that Orgone energy was in living things. So you'd sit in this box, and it would, I don't know, I guess generate orgone energy. And they created all kinds of other stuff. But I wanted to give you a little rundown on Reich. In the 1930s, he proposed a hypothesis on orgone energy. And Reich thought that orgone flowed through all living things, not necessarily matter, although he would use matter as a conduit, and that ailments of the body could have root causes in deficits or constrictions of orgone. Reich believed human libido and sexuality and orgone were linked. In the end, his work was seen as a cult of sex. The title of his book, The Function of the Orgasm, didn't help any. Ultimately, the Food and Drug Administration obtained a federal injunction barring the sale of orgone-related materials across state lines on the grounds that they were making false and misleading claims. Later, they jailed Reich and destroyed all his orgone-related material. This guy, he had a pretty big cult following from what I gather. I know that the teacher that taught me the information really bought into the fact that it was there. I don't know if he bought into so much the science behind it, because there's not really much science you can do with it. It's pseudoscience, or quote unquote pseudoscience. To me it's very much like the Force. It's very reminiscent of Star Wars. You know, it flows through all living things, me, you, the earth, you know, da 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 da. That I thought was very cool, and how they were working to try and direct that energy. Now, of course, we know we have things like, we have the ability to control the weather. I did a Science Minute. They figured out, and I can't remember what it exactly was they were using. I think it was laser beams to control clouds and change weather patterns. And that shit can happen now. So I don't know if it's so much based on his science, or what he was considering was the weather changing technique, but it definitely is happening in this day and age. You know, like I said, that's a real thing. You know, and people claim that the HARP system, or whatever, the HARP system, it's a conspiracy. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to buy into when it comes to this stuff. I find the information for orgone very interesting. I do believe in some form of a life energy. I think on some base level we all kind of do. Even people who don't believe in a higher being still believe in some type of a life energy. The kundalini, or the kundalini, I don't know how the fuck you pronounce that. I didn't take the time to look it up. That's an energy that flows through the body. The energy through the chakras. I know yoga gets into some of that spiritual yoga shit gets into that. You know, energy flowing through the body, and being having blockages. This stuff was really cool to me when I was young. And I think I have talked about that teacher and what he taught us with this before on the show, but I had wanted to go in depth on the orgone energy and what it was, or what it is, you know, what it was that I was taught, and what happened to this guy, because I thought it was all really fucking cool. This has been Fortean Slip Daily Dose, episode 34. If you like this shit, hit the like button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. You are not going to hurt my feelings. I had a gentleman the other day say, I can't believe this. I clicked the like button because it was a topic that I really enjoy, but then I listened to it, and it was just deplorable. Go fuck yourself. I put a fucking disclaimer on the goddamn video. I put a disclaimer on every fucking post. Eat my goddamn dick. Have a nice day, people.